Hello and welcome. My name is Biagio Mazza, Pastoral Associate at St. Sabina Parish in Belton, Missouri, and I'm here to welcome you to another Do You Know series question. Today's Do You Know question is, do you know the various ways to prepare for the Lenten season? Now, Lent begins on Ash Wednesday and runs through the evening Mass on Holy Thursday. And traditionally, during Lent, this season of penance and sacrifice, people tend to immediately think of giving up things, usually trivial things like candy, special food or drink or whatever it might be. And while this is good in itself, it's important to focus on the real meaning and purpose of Lent. And the real meaning and purpose of Lent is to recall and recommit ourselves to the baptismal call and commitment that we made when we were baptized. And that call and commitment, whether it was made for us when we were infants or when we were baptized as adults, is to model ourselves, commit ourselves to modeling ourselves on Christ. In baptism, we died to our old selves and we became new creations in Christ and publicly committed ourselves to living and modeling ourselves on Jesus in the midst of the faith community. A very important aspect of it that supports and encourages us. So traditionally in Lent, the focus has been on three particular acts that show up in the reading for Ash Wednesday. And these acts are prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. So given these ways in which we are to celebrate and enter into Lent, we are going to offer a few practical suggestions of how to really follow through on these particular acts. We'll start with almsgiving. Instead of giving something up, try to figure out ways in which you can be of service to the human family. Jumping off of Matthew 25 and the many activities in the Last Judgment scene that Christ recommends for us, volunteer to feed the hungry, either a soup kitchen or stock shelves at a food pantry. Advocate for the homeless, especially in terms of finding a shelter for them as well as jobs that they would need. Visit people who are lonely, especially in nursing homes or people who are homebound and so on. Help the elderly with rides to doctors and to other things that they would need in their lives. Learn about one particular issue, whether it be a social issue like immigration, human trafficking, racism, the environment. Learn more about it, reflect about it, and then be willing to give money to an organization that really promotes the human dignity, an organization of your choice, of course. If none of these really work for you, try committing yourself to 40 acts of kindness. 40 days of writing cards to people who might be lonely and so on. 40 phone calls, maybe to people who mean a lot to you and you haven't been in touch in a while, or lonely people, whatever it might be. But these would be various ways in which you can really give of yourself to others. Now, the second part of Lent focuses on prayer. And what does it mean? This is deepening our spiritual lives. That's what prayer is all about. So one of the couple of very practical ways that you could do this is read and reflect on the Sunday readings before you get to Mass on Sunday, because in this way, when you do go to Mass, it will deepen your understanding of the reading and apply them more to your spiritual lives. Try new spiritual practice. For example, try to go to Mass to a parish that has a community that is different culturally and ethically from your community. Spend 10 to 15 minutes a day in prayer. Make that a habit. Sacred Space is a website that provides a 10-minute daily prayer in the Ignatian Jesuit tradition. Spend time doing that. It provides you the outline for that prayer. Pray for someone you don't know. For example, if you come across a homeless person or a person who's on the corner asking for money, or someone at a bus stop, whatever it might be, that you don't know, but they seem to be in need, pray for them. Pick up a book of daily spiritual readings. During Lent, there are many of those books available. Make a habit of doing a little spiritual reflection every day. Or pick up a spiritual book and commit yourself to reading it during Lent. And the third way in which to prepare for Lent would be through fasting. Now, fasting is more than just fasting from food. Fasting is to commit yourself, for example, from insensitive and cruel comments, gossiping, whether it might be in person or on any form of digital media. Think about how you spend your money. Sometimes you spend a lot of money on going out to dinner or on clothes or whatever. Fast from that, and whatever money you would save, you give to the poor or to a local charity. Give up a habit that really you hurts people, and something that God obviously doesn't desire of us. Fast from phone, radio, digital media of any kind, and use the time in quiet reflection and observing the environment and people around you, where you enter into deeper relationship with the human family. So all these are all practices that in some ways we should be doing throughout the entire year in trying to model ourselves on the Jesus lifestyle. But Lent gives us the opportunity to focus on these practices so that it can become habits for the entire year, and so that we would enter into the entire year being and modeling ourselves on Christ. So I hope this has helped to explain just a bit what are some of the various ways you could prepare to enter the Lenten season, and I hope you'll return again to more Do You Know series questions as we continue to delve into our spiritual lives and our traditions. Thank you very much.